Here we have the outside of the Elddis Majestic 194. As we move along, we will firstly come to the grey water drain just here. So anything that goes down your plug holes goes into the holding tank and then is drained off at this point here. Just a little further along we have the location for the Thetford toilet cassette. To remove, lift up and pull towards you. Before use, remove the cap and add your toilet chemical with a small amount of water. It also empties from here as well. Just remember that when you pour it away, that you hold this button in just here to release the vacuum inside. It is also advisable to keep this seal lubricated. Thetford do their own seal lubricant, but any silicone based lubricant is fine. This is also a nice quick and easy way of giving it a good clean out. These all now come on wheels with extendable handles. Next we have the freshwater tank fill point. So just pop your hose pipe in and then fill the freshwater tank up here. It is also lockable. Beside this we have the external shower point. If we're going to use this, just push the blue collar towards the van and the dust cover will then pop out. Then grab your external shower and plug it in, much the same as you would just plug in the dust cover, and then as long as the water pump is on inside, the external shower will then go under pressure. Next we have the location of the leisure battery and then mains hookup just here. Beneath it we have the fresh water drain point to drain down the fresh tank, and the flue for the space heater. We do not need to do anything with it, just make sure nothing is obstructing it. As we near the back of the van, we then have the garage area. And then as we come round to the back, we have the rear view camera just up the top here. And again, we then have garage access this side. If we now pull here, we can then slide the bike rack out like so. We can then pop the bikes on. These then fasten through the wheels. And then to slide it back in again, the spare wheel is just located underneath the van here and winds down. So in the jack and wheel brace kit that's underneath the passenger seat, there is a bar that locates into the winding mechanism, and then it winds down on a cable. We then have the flue for the boiler. Again, we do not need to do anything with this flue, just make sure that nothing is obstructing it. And then the gas locker. So we have room in here for 2 gas bottles. The whale regulator just sits at the back. The hose comes off the regulator, screws into the propane bottle and is tightened with a gas spanner. Bottle on and off on the top. Do make sure that the bottle is isolated for travel. Here we have the barbecue point. At the moment The adapter itself is still attached to it with a cable tie. This ribbed section here needs to have the hose of the barbecue put over it, and then a Jubilee clip secured round it. This part here plugs in where my finger is, and you will then be able to turn the gas on and off. To release the spear, just push on the collar, push it towards the van, and it will then release. We then have both vents for the fridge. As this is a fully winterized motorhome, the van does come with winter covers, so if you are using the van in extreme cold, these can be popped on like so, and then with a flat-headed screwdriver or the ignition key, just twist both these points here to lock it into place, and then the fridge will only vent from the lower part, thus holding some heating and running efficiently. Obviously make sure that they are off in the warmer months, or otherwise the fridge will just overheat. We then have the Dometic roll-out canopy, and then the fuel cap just here unlocks on the ignition key. AdBlue top up underneath, it will let you know on the dash when AdBlue needs to be topped up. We then have tyre pressures just here. Jack and wheel brace just here. Vehicle battery underneath the floor of the cab. And bonnet release just here. The motorhome is alarmed. So if we now go to the actual fob itself, if we now press the lock button, we will get a single chirp to let us know that the van is locked, but secondly the alarm is armed. And if we now press the unlock button, we will get a double chirp to let us know it's unlocked and disarmed. What we can also do is put the alarm into pet friendly mode, so the alarm is disarmed on the inside but still armed on the outside. If we now press the lock button twice, so once and then twice, we get a high-pitched chirp just letting us know that it's gone into pet friendly mode. As soon as we unlock again, it will go back to factory settings. Because you only get a more basic spare key, you do get an alarm fob, and you have arm and disarm just here.